Any volunteer to light a candle? Anyone else? The last candle. Thank you. Please be seated. Sadhu. Sadhu. Sadhu.
Let's start our chanting before the meditation. Turn to page number 5. Salutation to the Buddha.
Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa.
The three refuges.
Buddhaṃ saraṇaṃ gacchāmi, Dhammaṃ saraṇaṃ gacchāmi, Saṅghaṃ saraṇaṃ gacchāmi, Dutiyampi Buddhaṃ saraṇaṃ gacchāmi, Dutiyampi Dhammaṃ saraṇaṃ gacchāmi, Dutiyampi Saṅghaṃ saraṇaṃ gacchāmi, Tatiyampi Buddhaṃ saraṇaṃ gacchami Tatiyampi dhammang saranang gacchami Tatiyampi sanghang saranang gacchami.
Next page. 5 precepts.
පානාතිපාතා වේරමණී සික්ඛාපදං සමාදියාමි අදින්නාදානා වේරමණී සික්ඛාපදං සමාදියාමි කාමේසු මිච්ඡාචාරා වේරමණී සික්ඛාපදං සමාදියාමි මුසාවාදා වේරමණී සික්ඛාපදං සමාදියාමි සුරාමේරය මජ්ජ පමාදත්තානා වේරමණී සික්ඛාපදං සමාදියාමි.
Let's read the affirmative vows.
Being aware of the suffering caused by the destruction of life, I vow to cultivate compassion and learn ways to protect the lives of all living beings. Being aware of the suffering caused by exploitation, stealing and oppression, I vow to respect the property of others and to practice generosity by sharing my time, energy and material resources with those who are in real need. Being aware of the suffering caused by sexual misconduct, I vow to respect my commitments and those of others. I am determined not to engage in relations without love and a long-term commitment. Being aware that words can create suffering, I vow to learn to speak truthfully and develop peaceful, kind and meaningful speech. Being aware of the suffering that an intoxicated and agitated mind can produce, I vow to develop mindfulness and heedfulness.
Next page. Homage to the Buddha.
ඉතිපිසෝ භගවා අරහං සම්මා සම්බුද්ධෝ විඤ්ඤාචරණ සම්පන්නෝ සුගතෝ ලෝකවිදු අනුත්තරෝ පුරිස ධම්මසාරති සත්තා දේව මනුස්සානං බුද්ධෝ භගවාති.
Homage to the Dhamma.
ස්වාග්ඝාතෝ භගවතා ධම්මෝ සන්දිට්ඨිකෝ අකාලිකෝ ඒහි පස්සිකෝ ඕපනයිකෝ පච්චත්තං වේදිතබ්බෝ විඤ්ඤූහිති.
Homage to the Sangha.
සුපටිපන්නෝ භගවතෝ ශාවක සංඝෝ උජුපටිපන්නෝ භගවතෝ ශාවක සංඝෝ ඥායපටිපන්නෝ භගවතෝ ශාවක සංඝෝ සාමීචි පටිපන්නෝ භගවතෝ ශාවක සංඝෝ යතිදං චත්තාරි පුරිස යුගානි අට්ඨ පුරිස පුංගලා ඒස භගවතෝ ශාවක සංඝෝ ආහුනේයෝ පාහුනේයෝ දක්ඛිනේයෝ අංජලි කරණීයෝ අනුත්තරං පුඤ්ඤක්ඛෙත්තං ලෝකස්සාති සාදු සාදු සාදු.
Next page. Offerings. Offering of light.
ගන්නසාරප්පදිත්තේන දීපේන තමදංසිනා තිලෝක දීපං සම්බුද්ධං පූජයාමි තමෝදං.
Offering of incense.
ගන්ධ සම්භාරයුත්තේන රූපේනාහං සුගන්ධිනා පූජයේ පූජනීයං තං පූජා භාජන මුත්තමං.
Offering of flowers.
වන්න ගන්ධ ගුණෝපේතං ඒතං කුසුම සන්තතින් පූජයාමි මුනින්දස්ස සිරිපාද සරෝරුහේ පූජේමි බුද්ධං කුසුමේන නේන පුඤ්ඤේන මේතේන ලභාමි මොක්ඛං උප්පං නිලායාති යතයි ධම්මේ ආයෝ තතායාති විනාශ භාවං.
Offering of water.
අධිවාසේතුනෝ භන්තේ පානීයං පරිකප්පිතං අනුකම්පං උපාදාය පතිගන්හාතු උත්තම.
Offering of drinks.
අධිවාසේතුනෝ භන්තේ ඉලාන පච්චයං ඉමං අනුකම්පං උපාදාය පතිගන්හාතු උත්තම.
Worship of shrines.
වන්දාමි චේතියං සබ්බං සම්බඨානේසු පතික්ඛිතං සාරීරික ධාතු මහා බෝධින් බුද්ධ රූපං සකලං සදා. සාදු සාදු සාදු.
Wish of well-beings.
ඉච්ඡේව මච්ඡන්ත නමස්සේ පුඤ්ඤාභි සන්දං විපුලං ආලන්තං Tatsanubbhavi Hatanterayu.
Reflections on the teachings of the Buddha in English.
Mind is the forerunner of all experiences. Mind is chief, mind-made are they. If one speaks or acts with an impure mind, suffering follows like the wheel that follows the foot of the ox. Mind is the forerunner of all experiences. Mind is chief, mind-made are they. If one speaks or acts with the pure mind, happiness follows like one's own shadow that never leaves. Generosity, kind words, benevolent actions towards others, and equanimity towards all beings and all things. These bonds of sympathy function in the world like the linking in a moving cart. One by one, little by little, moment by moment, wise people should remove their impurities, as a smith removes the dross from silver. For one who mindfully develops boundless loving kindness, mental defilements are weakened and the freedom from clinging is seen. All conditioned things are impermanent. When one sees this wisdom, one turns away from suffering. This is the path to purification. All conditioned things are unsatisfactory. When one sees this with wisdom, one turns away from suffering. This is the path to purification. All things are not self. When one sees this with wisdom, one turns away from suffering. This is the path to purification. Excellent, excellent, excellent. Good evening, everyone. We welcome all our spiritual friends for our regular Wednesday meditation. So, all of us are here to spend these few minutes to practice meditation and to feel peace within ourselves, to observe our spirituality. That is our objective of practicing this meditation. So, before we start our meditation, now we have done our chanting. It is also a good preparation for meditation. Now, you can appreciate yourself. Why? You decided yourself to spend this moment practicing this meditation. You made that decision. So you can rejoice that decision you have made to come to this center, to be with the monks in front of the Buddha, to practice this meditation. So first, rejoice the decision that you have made. Deeply appreciate yourself. Take a moment. Think about your decision and rejoice the decision that you have made to practice this meditation. Deeply appreciating yourself and rejoicing the decision before you bring your awareness to practice meditation, you can make a determination that will be helpful to have a better meditation. The determination is that I'll engage in a committed practice. I'll make use of this wholesome guidance, this wholesome gathering, this wholesome wisdom. I'll engage in a committed practice wholeheartedly. Make that determination now. With that determination, listen to the bell and the chant. The chant we are doing, Namo Buddhaya. Namo. Pay homage, Buddhaya, to the Buddha. Pay homage to the Buddha, to the supreme teacher who revealed this truth to the world. The chanting and the sound of the bell will help you to settle your mind, relax your body, to gather your attention to this present moment, right here, until the very end of the sound of the bell and the chant. Be with the sound. Take a deep breath slowly. Slowly breathe out. Relax your body. Feel your entire body. How you are keeping your body. You are in a meditative posture, keeping your upper body upright, chin parallel to the floor, and you are keeping your both palms on your lap, right palm on the top of left palm. Feel how you are keeping your eyes closed gently. This is your meditative posture. Feel your entire body, from the top of your head to the tips of your toes, from the tips of your toes to the tips of your fingers. Feel the whole body. Feel your feet. The toes, the sole of the feet, the heels, the lower legs, upper legs, back muscles, belly muscles, chest muscles. You can feel how the muscles are pressed where your body meets the chair or the cushion. Feel your chest area with your breath when you are exhaling with your out breath. Feel your chest area and relax. Relax your both shoulders, keeping your body upright. Feel your upper arms, lower arms, palms, fingers and fingertips. Feel how the fingers are touching each other in this posture. Feel your neck area and relax. The facial muscles, forehead and the top of your head. Feel your entire body and relax. 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 You are relaxed. Everything is calm and quiet, peaceful. Now you can take a moment to observe your mind, your present mind, your natural mind. What is really happening there? Thoughts. That's it. Different types of thoughts are occurring one after the other. Let the thoughts occur in your mind without judgment, without going to cultivate any of these thoughts. Just observe how your mind is functioning, how the thoughts are popping up in your mind. Thoughts from past, the memories produce thoughts in your mind. Your future plans may bring thoughts into your mind. Some thoughts may occur due to the present feelings. Observe all these thoughts and notice them. You may have some pleasant thoughts and unpleasant thoughts. Some thoughts are positive, some thoughts are negative, some thoughts are neutral. Different types of thoughts may occur. Observe these thoughts. Likewise, your memories bring thoughts into your mind. Even right now, whatever you are feeling comes to your sensory organs. May reproduce some thoughts in your mind. Just thoughts, any feeling, any visualization, any sound that comes to your sensory organs. Make thoughts in your mind. Observe how your mind is functioning and thoughts are occurring. Let them occur. Just observe. That is how your mind is functioning. With this understanding, now you can generate wholesome thoughts instead of these random thoughts, purposefully, you can cultivate positive thoughts in your mind. You have that potential. Let's use our potential as human beings to generate wholesome thoughts in our minds. Meanwhile, you are generating wholesome thoughts. Different other thoughts may occur. That is okay. Mindfully observe. No, pay attention to those thoughts. Not to be victims to those thoughts. You are meditating. You are going to cultivate loving kindness. Loving kindness is more powerful to weaken any defilements in your mind. The boundless loving kindness weakened mental defilements. Genuinely, let's generate loving kindness, loving friendliness, universal friendliness. What a beautiful thought that you can generate. Wishing everyone else to be well, to be happy, to be peaceful. Wishing goodwill for all beings without exception and without expectation in return. You are going to cultivate loving kindness. Start from yourself. Think about yourself, your life, your body, your mind, your world. Think about the person sitting right here. This being deserves loving kindness. Genuinely generate loving kindness for yourself. Listening to the guidance and repeating in your mind. Generate loving kindness. May I be well. May I be happy. May I be peaceful. Be peaceful. Be peaceful. May I be safe. Be healthy. Be healed. Be healed. Be healed. May my mind be well. Be healthy. Be healed. Be peaceful. Be peaceful. Be peaceful. May I have a happy mind. May I have a happy mind. May I have a happy mind. Generate loving kindness, and you can radiate your loving kindness throughout your body. May my body be healthy, be healthy, be healed, be healed, be healed. Radiate your loving kindness into each and every parts of the body, into each and every system's internal organs of the body. Deeply appreciating the support of all these parts, organs, internal systems of your body. Radiate loving kindness. Feel the skin of your body, the skin, the largest organ of the body. Radiate loving kindness throughout the skin. May the skin of my body be healthy, be healthy, be healed, be healed, be healed. Penetrate in the skin, radiate your loving kindness into the muscles and the bones of your body. May all the muscles and the bones of my body be healthy, be healthy, be healed, be healed, be healed. Radiate your loving kindness into all the internal functions and the organs of the body. Even in this moment, inside your body, they are functioning for you. Deeply appreciating that support. Radiate loving kindness into all the systems of your body. Feel the respiratory system, the vital function of the body. Appreciating the support. Radiate loving kindness throughout the respiratory system of your body. May the respiratory system in my body be healthy, be healthy, Be healed. Be healed. Be healed. Feel all other systems, the cardiovascular system, cardiac muscles, the digestive system, the genitourinary system, the central nervous system, peripheral nervous system, the immune system. Deeply appreciating the support of all these systems, radiate your loving kindness. May all these systems in my body and all the internal functions and the organs of my body be healthy, be healthy, be healed, be healed, be healed. Feel all other parts, any organs in your body, the sensory organs, the sensory faculties of your body, the eyes, ears, nose, tongue, the brain, they are working for you. Radiate your loving kindness. May all these sensory organs and all the other parts, all the other organs of my body be healthy, be healthy, be healed, be healed, be healed. May I have a healthy body. May I have a healthy body. May I have a healthy body. Loving kindness. That's it in your mind. Rejoice your life, loving, kindful mind. Thoughts of loving kindness, full of your mind. Now you can expand your loving kindness beyond yourself. The same genuine wishes to all others. The loving kindness you are generating is boundless, no limits. With genuine mind, extend these wishes to all other beings. Let's start from here, wherever you are meditating. Think about the people who are staying nearby you and extend these genuine wishes for them. You can share your loving kindness with these spiritual friends who are meditating with you. Genuinely extend these wishes. May all these friends who are practicing meditation with me be well. Be happy. Be peaceful. Be peaceful. Be peaceful. May all these spiritual friends who are practicing this meditation right here or joining from far, may all of them be safe, be healthy, be healed, be healed, be healed. How beautiful our mind is with loving kindness. Let's expand more and more beyond this room, beyond wherever you are meditating. Think about all other people living close by you. You can extend these wishes to your family members, relatives, friends, your neighbors, co-workers. Genuinely make these wishes for them. May all of them be well, be happy, be peaceful, be peaceful, be peaceful. Expand your loving kindness more and more, not only for human beings, to all other beings, visible or invisible, living near or far. Extend this genuine loving kindness for them. Think about all beings, including all the animals, all the creatures living in this neighborhood, without exception, to all beings, living in neighboring neighborhoods, living in this city, in neighboring cities, in this country, in this world, in this universe. May all beings be well. May all beings be happy. May all beings be peaceful. Be peaceful. Be peaceful. Extend your wishes of loving kindness into every direction, into the direction of the front, back, left, right, above and below. May all beings living in every direction be well, be happy, be peaceful, be peaceful, be peaceful. May all beings be safe, be healthy, be healed, be healed, be healed. May all beings have happy minds. May all beings have happy minds. May all beings have happy minds. Repeat in your mind few times. May all beings have happy. May all beings have happy mind. May all beings have happy mind. Your mind is peaceful. It's full of loving kindness. Observe your natural mind right now, how it is calm, how it is peaceful. With your peaceful mind, now you can shift your attention to observe your breath. Few minutes you will be on your breath, mindfully observing your in-breath and out-breath. Keeping your awareness in between your upper lip and nostrils, where you can easily feel your breath. Just start breathing meditation as a silent meditation. Meanwhile, if you feel any different thoughts may occur in your mind, observe them. You no need to cultivate. Come back to your breath. Mindful breathe in. Mindful breathe out. Just start with the deep, longer breath. Then come back to your natural breath. Be with your breath. Mindfully breathe in, mindfully breathe out. In these last few minutes, make your full effort to be with the breath. Mindfully breathe in, mindfully breathe out. Kappatthache niddukkha bhayappattāche nibbaya Sukappattāche Nissukha Untu sabbepi Paninu May all those who are suffering be free from suffering. May all those who are in fear be free from fear. May all those who are grieving be free from grief. May all beings be well and happy. Gently come out of the meditation and gently put your palms together and place them against your chest. And let's take a moment to feel grateful for this opportunity to have this peaceful meditation in our lives. And let's deeply feel grateful to all the enlightened masters and the teachers in the past who transmitted this practice, this wisdom from generation to generation. And you can appreciate the guidance and the instructions you received for your meditation. Let's deeply feel grateful to anyone else who helped us today to come to this meditation, to join to this meditation, who arranged and cleaned this place for you, who are taking care of this center. Let's deeply feel grateful for them. And even these non-living things, including this bell, the chair, the cushion you are sitting on, the device which helped to connect to this meditation from your home. Let's deeply appreciate the support. Deeply feeling gratitude and appreciating the support. Let's say sadhu 3 times. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Okay, so it's our discussion time. So Bante Pema is joining from Sri Lanka. Bante, we with great respect we welcome Bante for our discussion. Good morning, Bante.
Thank you, Bante. Thank you, and good evening to every one of you. And it is nice to connect with you from here. I hope that everyone is staying in warm there. Bante, are you having a warm weather these days?
Today it was somewhat, yeah.
Mild weather, yeah. Yeah, of course, here is actually too hot. It's very, very hot. And, yesterday I had to, stay outside, for some time. We had some projects going on. And so it was so difficult for me. I was, because even the ground is very hot. I think during this time, until I think March and April is the time that the sun comes to the right on the top of the equator. So it's getting very, very hot and warm these days. Okay, so I'm glad that our meditators, they are consistent, and they are coming and practicing this meditation. So for our discussion, Bante, these days, we are going through different episodes or instances of the life story of the Buddha. So we have, discussed a few such important episodes, and where we can learn a lot of the Dhamma too. And today also I selected one such an interaction between the Buddha and a farmer, and it's an interesting meeting and it's a discussion. There'll be a lot for us to learn, from that interaction and that discussion. And this is quite well-known story. Some of you may have heard about it, but we can revisit, that instance. Anyone remember, that, one day Buddha was going with his arms ball and on a farmer and told the Buddha, why not you cultivate your own food and eat rather than going with your ball? Do you remember that, do you remember that story? No, right? Yeah. And you may think that, the Buddhas and the other enlightened ones, and they don't get any blames from anyone. You may think that, they'll be well respected, they'll be, welcomed everywhere. That's our impression. But the reality is not. Definitely, after having some association with the Buddha, some, conversation, discussion with the Buddha will definitely develop an appreciation, admiration, and respect to the Buddha. But for those who haven't have such an, opportunity to, to converse and be with the Buddha, and they may not necessarily, or respect, have that, obeisance until they, get to know the Dhamma of the Buddha. So this instance also very interesting. And according to this sutta, this is this episode is found in the discourse. It's called Kasi Baradvaja Sutta. Kasi Baradvaja Sutta. Actually, Baradvaja is the family name of this person. Kasi can be a nickname. It's more like a plowing. The name of Kasi is plowing, maybe farming. Farming Bharadvaja. So the sutta is Kasi Bharadvaja Sutta. So according to this sutta, Buddha was living in the Magadha. There were a number of states in the northern India, and there are a few kingdoms, and the one very powerful kingdom is called Magadha. And then this Buddha was living in that region, and he was living near a hill, and then but more like a village side, more like a rural area. So that is a season that farmers start to plow, the plowing season, and all they till the ground, they prepare the ground for the cultivation. So we know that in farming we have seasons, right? The plowing seasons and sowing seasons, and then and then of course taking care of the crop, and then harvesting season. There are different seasons. So this time was a season for plowing. So this Bharadvaja, he organized a plowing office, rice field, and he has gathered a lot of people, a lot of helpers. So he was having this big plowing in his paddy field. So in the same day, early in the morning, the Buddha got his robes and took his ball, and then went up to that gathering area, to that paddy field, that rice field. And when the Buddha approached this group of farmers, and it is the time that they have taken their break to eat something. That's a perfect time to go, right? So they are having a break to eat, and now Buddha is going with his arms ball, is going with his arms round. So these farmers, they have stopped working, and it's the eating time. They have taken their food out, and they are going to eat. So then Buddha was moving through them, and and then we went close to that group with this ball. Of course, and he and any recluse, there was also a tradition of the recluse, renunciants, they will simply carry the ball, and and they will simply walk or sometimes they will wait from a distance, or they will simply walk and they will never ask. And a recluse will never ask. Ascetic will never ask, but they will simply indicate that, if someone is interested and you can offer. Even in the Jain monks practice, and they in the Jain tradition, they even don't use a ball. So if a Jain monk is hungry, he will raise his one hand and keep like this, and then if he will stay only there in that position, in that gesture only for a short period of time. If anyone notices it, they can offer him the meal. If no one notices it, he will take it down, and he will not eat on that day. He will only eat the next day. So they will indicate, that they are in need of food, but they will never ask. That's the Jain tradition. So the different ascetics have different traditions, but one common theme is that they will never ask, but they can indicate that, if someone is willing, and they can offer, and they are hungry. So those are renunciants, recluses. So the Buddha carried his bowl, and then went close to that crowd. And this baradvaja was the leader of this crowd, and came to the Buddha. Went to the Buddha, and then seeing the Buddha, he told the Buddha very directly, Venerable recluse, you see, I work hard, I plow, I sow, and I make my own, crops, and then I eat. That is how I eat. And you should also do the same. You should also plow. You should also sow the seeds. You should take care of your plant or your crops, and then you should also eat like that. And that is what he told the Buddha. This is an interesting, I think maybe not maybe interesting discussion happened at that time, not only with the Buddha, I think, because 6th century BC, we see quite a sizable number of population. They are quite disenchanted with the current lifestyle and the economic system and political system, and they have renounced the world, and they are experimenting with different lifestyles. They are experimenting with their developing their mind in different ways, but they have to take care of their bodily needs. Most of these recluses will rely on the common society who are working, who are in the same economic system that they have left. So this discussion between the people who are working and people who have renounced the world, it should have been there, like a tension. But of course, all the recluses were fed, by these, working people. But there should have been some discussion and conversation, between these two groups of people. So what we find in this discussion, in this, the farmers' charge to the Buddha, or maybe the form of criticism to the Buddha, is a representation of that, discussion that was happening. Some people may have criticized the whole tradition of, recluses, whole tradition of ascetics. And some people may have, supported, the ascetic lifestyle, because they will teach, they will experiment, they will find new ways and, find new spiritual techniques, and will teach the common people. Some may have appreciation, some may have some criticism. So what we see in this incident is, a form of criticism to the Buddha and to the whole ascetic tradition. And he told the Buddha that, just like me, you may also cultivate your own, crops and eat, and work hard and eat. Don't go out with your bowl. No, so that is not in the sutta. Don't go out with your bowl. That is, that's, I'm just imagining, what he would have told. But anyway, this criticism was there. And after this farmer told the Buddha this, that Buddha also should farm, cultivate himself and eat. Of course, being the Buddha, Buddha welcomed that, criticism and accepted that, Buddha wanted to use that, even that criticism as an opportunity to start a discussion and help this farmer to go beyond his, current level of understanding. And so Buddha started with an interesting reply. Buddha said that, oh yes, farmer, I do indeed plow, I do indeed sow, I do indeed cultivate. And just like you, only after plowing and sowing the seeds and only after cultivating, I eat. Then the farmer was a little bit confused. And the Buddha said that he's also a farmer. Buddha said that he is also cultivating. He's also plowing and sowing and eating. Then the farmer asked another question. Although you claim to be a farmer, I don't see any signs in you as a farmer. I didn't see your yoke. I didn't see your plow. I didn't see your plowshare. I didn't see your oxen. I didn't see your goat. And so he's going to the list of, the instruments a farmer will use. And he said, I can't see any of these things with you. So how can you claim to be a farmer? Then Buddha started the real discussion. Buddha said that, farmer, let me explain these instruments. And you may use all these instruments to till the ground and cultivate and bring a very good crops or the food that you can feed a many population. But I am also doing a form of cultivation. It is not the same cultivation that you are doing, but what I am doing also a cultivation. And this is more like a reply from renunciants, reply from recluses and ascetics, explaining the importance of the mental cultivation that they are doing, recluses are doing. So here the Buddha explained to this farmer. So listen, these are the instruments in me. I have a seed that I plant, but that seed is not external. That seed is internal. That seed is faith or saddha, my conviction and my trust that human mind can be developed. Human mind can go beyond the normal level of understanding. So I have a trust, I have a confidence, and I have a conviction on that thing. So that is my seed that I'm planting everywhere among the people. I'm going around and planting that seed. And in myself also, I have planted that seed and it has been grown. And then Buddha said that rain, the rain for the cultivation, rain is my practice, my continuous practice, my continuous commitments to engage in these practices, dedicating my body, speech, and mind for this practice. That practice is my rain. And Buddha said that wisdom is my yoke and plow. Wisdom is my yoke and plow. And then the conscience is my pole. And important, Buddha said that mindfulness is my plowshare and goat. Plowshare and the goat. Goat means the stick that you guide the oxen, or maybe horses, oxen to right direction. So mindfulness is my plowshare and goat. And Buddha said that using these instruments, body and speech are guarded well, and then food and drink have been restrained. The Buddha is practicing the moderation of eating. And truthfulness I use for weeding. The real weeding that I'm doing is being truthful in my speech, and gentleness urges me on. And the beast of the oxens is my effort, continuous effort, and that effort pulling me onwards to safety. It goes without returning. And then we then continue that I am doing this internal farming. I'm doing this internal cultivation and I'm having all these, instruments, and Buddha is using the farmer's language, instruments of the farmers, to explain the spiritual journey, the spiritual cultivation he's doing, and then comparing mindfulness, committed practice, and faith and wisdom, and conscience, all these, spiritual qualities to instruments a farmer will use for farming. And then showing him, just like you are doing a farming and cultivation on the ground outside, I'm also doing a cultivation inside. And that cultivation is also as equal, as is important like your cultivation. And then at the end, Buddha say that in your case, your cultivation helps to bring the crops of rice or any some kind of fruits. But the cultivation that I'm doing, that the crop that I produce in this cultivation is deathlessness. Deathlessness, the ability to go beyond the death, ability to go beyond the suffering, and including death and other things. So when someone is farming like this, when someone plowed this kind of plowing, and one is released from all forms of suffering. So after Buddha explained this different kind of cultivation that he's doing, the farmer was quite happy to understand actually those recluses, those renunciants and ascetics, all they looks like externally they are not really working hard or doing anything productive, but in truly these renunciants and ascetics are also doing a very fruitful work, and their inner work is not that easy. And it's just like how you till the ground and prepare the ground and cultivate, and just like that hard work. So he understood the importance of the inner cultivation, and after that discussion, so I think for us also, for us to understand what we are doing, most of sometimes when you are meditating, when we are maybe following precepts, or doing things, and people, I mean, maybe people ordinary perception will be that we are not productive. And sometimes we have that feeling also, right? If you don't do anything, and we feel like, oh, this is such I'm not being productive, right? So we have to redefine what we mean by productive. Of course, we need to produce things. We need to satisfy our basic needs. We need to make our life comfortable, help the common society. We need to produce things, like real material things. But being productive is not only producing material things. Being productive can also mean training the mind and shaping the mind, and then and developing discipline, and cultivating different strengths, different skills of the mind. So here this is what the Buddha explained to him, that inner cultivation is also very productive, and it brings whole different fruits. It brings relief from sorrow. It brings release from regrets. It brings release from the suffering and all forms of suffering, disappointments. So it's important to balance our inner cultivation and outer cultivation. And this is an interesting discussion. I think I can see this discussion as a way of a dialogue between capitalist economy and a spiritual practice. What would be the discussion? We can use this sutta as a guidelines to understand this tension between capitalist economy and spiritual practices. For you to understand these terms, because I know that many of you are not really farming outside. Do we have a farmer? Okay, I can see one hand. Yeah, it's John. Are you a farmer?
I used to be.
I can't say, do you farm?
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. So Bante, can I share the screen?
Yes,
Okay.
Bhante.
Can you enable me to share the screen? I wanted to show some pictures to our friends to understand this simile used by the Buddha. Okay, Bhante. Yes, I can do it. Thank you, Bhante. Let me see. Okay, I hope that you can see it. And this is, the ancient way of, farming. Most probably, Kasi Baradvaja may be having, a lot of people and having a lot of cows, lot of oxen. And, just like, we use horses sometime. In many of the Asia, they use, oxen. So this is how we might have been working hard. So here you can see a few items. One is these two options, and then you have this whole plow, and within that you have plow share, which is in the down, and this is the goat. This is stick that this person is carrying. This is the goat. So Buddha is explaining all these items, but he's explaining that what would be the inner instruments. And what is very interesting, they actually mindfulness is explained as two things actually. One is plowshare, which is actually this the metal piece that actually till the ground, and the goat, this is stick. So the mindfulness is explained. Actually, mindfulness stands for two instruments, not one, two instruments. Pala Pachanam, two instruments. So these two instruments are doing such a great thing because the goat, you can also call it, cattle prod. It kind of, guide the cattle, maybe the oxen or the horses into the right track. You may go off track and you can bring them back to the track. And the other one goat is doing is sometimes, if the animals are lazy, you can prod them and make them work quick. And then there is one function of the mindfulness. The second one is this plowshare and the real cutting of the ground. So let me show you another picture on plowshare for you to understand the plowshare. This is the plowshare, the metal piece that really cut the ground. And that is mindfulness. And interestingly, when I searched, I found a very interesting image that someone has. Let's see, some eyes are very small. I don't think that I can show you that. I found another picture, but it's too small to show. Let's see whether I can do it. Bhante, can you see this?
Yes, Bhante. Yeah, we can see.
Is it big enough?
Yeah, we can see. Yeah.
Okay. So here, someone has done really interesting work actually, using, so here we can see, this is the yaw. And Buddha said that his wisdom, discernment, wisdom and discernment is the yaw. And and the plowshare, which is here, is and the goat is the mindfulness. And then, of course, Buddha said that his, saddha is his seed, and then austerity, maybe the practice is his rain, and so so we can find the inner farming is quite similar to external farming also. But to understand that, because for the whole concept of farming and cultivation, we know that if we cultivate and you will plant the seeds that you want to plant, and you will take care of the crops, you will take care of the ground. So it's a different, it's a different from simply having weeds around. So cultivation is a purposeful managing and cultivation of the nature, and taking care of the useful plants. So I think what we are doing internally is also the same. We can simply let our mind, run riot, and then let the old habits to repeat again and again, and without paying attention, we can simply do things without any awareness and out of habit, and then simply being victim of the situations, simply acting out of the heat of the moment. And so there's no cultivation. We are simply like some place that there a lot of weeds are growing. But when you start a spiritual practice, you start this purposeful inner cultivation. So I think, so it's important to understand that what we are doing in meditation, in spiritual practice, and in our learning is also a form of cultivation, but it is inner cultivation, and that inner cultivation is also productive. It's productive in the sense of it brings peace, happiness to ourselves and also to everyone else that we live with, and we can share that happiness, we can share that wisdom, we can share that peace with many others too. Okay, so I hope that you remember this farmer's story. The farmers started form of insulting the Buddha, but Buddha was so skillful to start a very interesting discussion, and then help the farmers to understand what he didn't see before, and help him to go beyond his own comfort zones and to understand the value of his spiritual cultivation. Now, do you all feel like farmers, or the farmers who are cultivating inside?
Yes,
Bante, do you see any significance in these similes?
Yes, Bante. So I think one importantly, what I notice here, Bante, the mindfulness. I think we have no time, but I want to mention it. So mind and mindfulness separately would be used here, and two different similes, Bante. So one is strap is used for mind. So
Yeah.
because this farmer has to use both hands, Bante. So likewise, we are doing this practice. We have to use all our energy, all our strength to do this. Like Bante, so he used that farmer used a strap to control the bulls, and also meanwhile he have to grab that pole, what we call that goat, Bante, right? It's a goat.
Yeah, goat. Pork. Yeah, the pork.
Yeah,
The pork maybe guide the oxen.
it's what the appropriate simile lesson example he used. But this deciding we have never. Sometimes we cannot see a plow, but maybe you can imagine maybe what we call tractors. You are using yeah. Tractors, right, Bante?
Say again, yeah.
So because now we are not using plows for farming.
Actually, we are using the plows, but we don't use oxen or
Yes,
horses.
yeah, oxen,
We're
yeah,
using tractors.
tractors.
But the plow is not simple. No, I mean the picture that I saw you only one plow share, but now they have many there's a different system, yeah. No, but it's still it's a it's a cultivation. Yes.
The
Any
whole
thoughts
thing,
or sharing or questions?
I think there's one piece that it kind of hit me was so seek first to understand before you can be understood. It's one of the things that I think that the farmer didn't take the time to understand what the Buddha was doing or anything else. He was more talking about only concerned about himself than he was in anything else. And if you spend the time to understand what somebody else is thinking first before you open your mouth, I think it goes a long way.
But it is not clear to me. Is the question or a comment?
Comment.
So what I said, Monty, was I use the term all the time: seek first to understand before you can be understood. And I think the farmer was more concerned about how he farms and that the Buddha is not a farmer. Instead of spending the time to understand the Buddha's perspective before he actually taught him the lesson.
Okay, so you mean the Buddha is like talking the farmer's language before he start giving more advanced teaching?
No. So, I don't know how to explain it. It's one of the things I teach sales. So one of the things
Okay.
that I teach the salespeople is that instead of formulating an opinion, right, seek first to
Yes.
understand what the person's going through, so you
True.
can know what they're doing before you open your mouth and
Okay.
put your foot in it, so to speak.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
I get it, yeah.
You get it?
Yeah. So here
Yeah.
you think that Buddha is also like first understood the farmer's condition.
The other way around.
The farmer
Other
The
way
farmer
around.
should have understood the Buddha.
yeah.
Right. Okay. Yeah, he had his mind made up first before, then after the Buddha was patient and listened to him and his rationale. And then when he started questioning him on are you really a farmer?
Yeah.
What my point is that, instead of questioning him in that fashion, it's seek first to understand what is your perspective on how you farm versus how I farm. Because, practice is physical as well, it's mentally, but it takes a lot out of you too.
Yes, definitely.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's inner cultivation is not that easy. Yeah. So they were able to share their own perspective and understood their own different forms of cultivation, right? Yeah.
This farmer never knew about the Buddha because Buddha used to be a prince before he renounced the palace. So otherwise, he never asked about like this. Right, Bante?
Yeah, I think. Yeah. Thank you, brother. What's the name of our brother?
Jeff.
It's Jeff. Bye.
Jeff?
Jeff.
Oh, Jeff. Thank you, Jeff, for sharing that. Yeah. Yeah, as I told you, in the discussion, this could have been a common, conversation between working people and the renunciants. I think, yeah. So I think, of course, most of the people understood the value of the spiritual, practice, because those renunciants are actually coming back to the society and also guiding and teaching them, how to, live well. So they understood. But this is interesting, this may have been common, discussion that was happening at that time. Okay, Bante. So let's try to understand. We also have hard work to do. That is our inner cultivation, and mindfulness is a key. And then, of course, there are other practice. Having a conviction, having a trust in the possibility of going beyond. This habitual tendencies of the mind, no matter how strong they are, no matter how we those habitual patterns of the mind have been ingrained in the mind. But ultimately, they can be overcome. So having that trust and faith is important, and that is the seed. And then all other, parts of the practice, including, moderation in our sensual indulgence, and all these things will help us to have an inner growth. And that inner growth, inner cultivation, all this challenging, but brings a lot of nice fruits to ourselves and to the society. So we should keep cultivating insight.
Okay, Bante. Thank you, Bante, for dedicating your time for our discussion. Thank you. So we'll be here. You will be here for blessing.
You
You are
may
mute.
continue one day. I
Okay.
will stay as
Right.
long as I can.
Okay.
Because this is the breakfast time. If the bell rang, I may go. Otherwise, I'll stay.
Okay, let's move to other part of the program. Page 14. Transference of merits to departed relatives. Let's chant together. Idammi ñātīnaṁ hotu sukhita huntu ñātayo. Idammi ñātīnaṁ hotu sukhita huntu ñātayo. Idammi ñātīnaṁ hotu sukhita huntu ñātayo. Transference of sentient beings. Ettavataca amhehi sambhatang punya sampadang sabbe devanumodantu sabba sampatti siddhiya sabbe bhutanumodantu sabba sampatti siddhiya sabbe sattanumodantu Sabba Sampatti Siddhiya. Wish for the well-being of the world in English. May the weather be pleasing. May the people prosper in their lives. May there be peace and happiness in the world. May the rulers be righteous. May all those who are suffering be free from suffering. May all those who are in fear be free from fear. May all those who are in grief be free from grief. May all beings be well and happy. Aspiration. May this wholesome act quicken the liberation of my mind from mental defilements. By virtue of this wholesome act, may I never follow the unwise people, may I associate with good people until I attain Nibbana. Purification. If by body, speech, or mind I have carelessly done wrong, I acknowledge them all in front of the Tathagata of great wisdom and determine to believe in. Now monks will be chanting loving kindness discourse, Karanimita Sutra, originally uttered by the Buddha with great compassion. We wish you that may you all receive the great compassion of the Buddha. And with these blessings, may you all be well, happy, and receive good health and healing. And you can recall to your mind whoever you want to share these blessings with your family members, relatives, friends who are sick. Recall them to your mind and share these blessings with them too. May you all receive these blessings. May all of you be well, happy, and peaceful. Namo Tasse Bhagavatu Arhatu Samma Sambuddhasse. Namo Tasse Bhagavatu Samma Sambuddhasse. Namo Tasse Bhagavatu Arhatu Samma Sambuddhasse. Araniya manta kusalena yantang santang padang abhisamicce suvaco chanse mudu anatimani santunse koce subharoce amte gincoce sallavuka bunti santindriyoce nipakoce Kulesu ananugindo nachakundang samacare kimchiene vinyu pare upavadeyum sukino vake minu hontu sabbe santa bhavantu sukitanta iki cipane bhutanti Anavaseta digavaye mahanta va majjimaransa kanukatula dittava yeva addintaye chedure Bhutava sambhavesi va sabbe santa bhavantu sukhitanta naparo parang nikumbete nāti maññēta kanta cinang kanci Patikha saññānañña maññanta dukkha miccaye mātā yatāniyang puttang āyutāika putte manurakke evampi sambha bhutesu Bhavaye aparimanang mettanca sambalokan mimmanasang bhavaye aparimanang undang adoca tiriyanca asapantang tintang carang nisinnu vasayanu vayavetam satigata mindo etang sating adinteye brahmamitang Idamahu dittinca anupagamma silevadasanena sampanno kamesu Yedhang nahi jatu gambasiyang punareti tena sanca vanjena santite hotu sambada Vanjena sambarogo vinamsatu etena sanca vanjena hotu te jaya mangalang sambitiyo vivanjantu sambarogo Mate bhavattvantarayo suketi kayuko bhavatu sabba mangalang rakkantu sabba devata sabba buddhanubhavene sada sunti bhavantu te bhavatu sabba mangalang sabba dhammanubhavene sada sunti bhavantu te bhavatu sabba mangalang rakkantu sabba devata sabba sanghanubhavene sada sunti bhavantu te. Let's spend a moment of reflection. Reflect your own good deeds, kind deeds. Whenever you have done whatever kind deeds, let's rejoice those kind deeds. Please repeat after me. On this day, or in the past, if I have done kind deeds to other beings with my body, speech, or mind, whether great or little, here before the Buddha, I call to mind those kind deeds and let my heart rejoice. I rejoice in those kind deeds, appreciating the opportunity to be helpful to others. I rejoice in those kind deeds, wishing more opportunities to practice compassion. I rejoice in those kind deeds, resolving not to compare myself with others. I rejoice in those kind deeds and glad to share this joy with all beings everywhere. May my kind deeds relieve the burdens of other beings. May my kind deeds shield me from all dangers and pain. May my kind deeds and merits that come from them help me in freeing my heart. Now you can recall to mind a kind deed done by someone else, whether to you or others. Even a simple short moment. Recall those moments. Let's rejoice. On this day, or in the past, if I have seen or heard of the kind deeds done by others, with their body, speech, or mind, whether great or little, here before the Buddha, I call to mind those kind deeds and let my heart rejoice.